Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, excuse me, of Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the expansion Boston Blazers. It's been a little while. I guess it's only been a week since I posted a video, but it's been 2 weeks since I've played. I played a couple of episodes right before Thanksgiving so that I could have something out last Thursday. And you can see things are looking pretty good for the Blazers. We have a 6-game lead. The Mets played really, really good baseball in August. We are 85-50. We have the best record in baseball. Best offense, and our pitching staff has been surviving, I guess is the best way to put it. You can see our offense has been, out of the blue, the best offense in baseball, considering how bad things have been for us in the past. Our starters are middle of the pack. Our bullpen is good. And that's really how we're getting it done. So I think the plan here is I'm just going to sim ahead. And when we get towards the end of the month, if the pennant race is close, like if the Mets are bearing down on us or whatever, we'll pause and we'll play those last couple games. But otherwise, I'm going to sim up to the postseason. Then we'll do a recap of the year, and we'll get into what will hopefully be our very first offseason. So really quick intro, and I'll be back in a month. Hang tight. All right, we are back, and I simmed up to the end of the regular season. We basically, I don't want to say we ran away with it, but we held off the Mets and the Nationals without any real trouble. Neither team got within about, you can see Washington finished 6 games behind us. I think that's as close as anybody got during the month of September. So we finished with our best record ever, 98-64. We will make the playoffs for the first time. We win the division for the first time. And we finally get a shot here. We do have a couple of injuries that we're dealing with. Carlo Anglesey is out for the year. Kevin Heinrich, who replaced Anglesey, is out. And then Jake Bailey. So 3 of our pitchers are out. So the first thing we need to do is set our rotation. And Jackson Lindley is going to be the odd man out. Caleb Ferguson, who we picked up at the trade deadline, was phenomenal for us in 14 starts, 8-2 with a 2.96 ERA, 2.3 WAR in his 14 starts. He was outstanding. So we're gonna go 4-man rotation: Little, Ferguson, Aguirre, and Morrissey. Cotton Game is going to be a stopper. 8th or close. Strader will be a stopper. 7th or close. Our bullpen was really, really good, and you guys can kind of take a look at the stats here. I'll go through them in a second, but I want to make sure that our rotation or our pitching staff is set appropriately for our very first postseason. So Cotton Game and Strader, Hauser, middle relief used more often and setup. Jasiak, middle relief used more often, and we'll put him in as a closer. Baranoff, middle relief, used more often and put him in as long relief as well. We'll leave the bullpen guys the way they are, and Birnbaum likely won't be on the team. So, got something on my glasses, and now I can't see. All right. So, from a pitching perspective, a couple of really good performances. Aguirre had his best year by far, going up just 1 strikeout shy of 200, but he was 14-7 with a 3.39 ERA. 3.18 FIP, 1.25 ERA plus. He was fantastic this year. Talked about Ferguson already. Christian Little got hurt again. He's getting hurt basically every year, but had his best season WAR-wise, or I guess his 3rd best season WAR-wise, but was really, really good for us. 10-4, 165 Ks, only 113 hits and 145 innings. Cotton Game, who was one of our Rule 5 picks a couple years ago, has been fantastic as a closer for us. 2 years running now. Brendan Beck, again, just a great season. He was used exclusively as a reliever for the first time, but was terrific. 2.13 ERA, 1.08 WHIP. 1.99 ERA, plus he was great. Leighton Morrissey, who I didn't expect to come up and pitch this year, came up and pitched really well. 4.08 ERA as a rookie, 14-7, 160 innings pitched. And then you can kind of see the rest of the rotation here. Ben Joyce got a bunch of starts, and he was fine. He was good. He was fine. Most of the bullpen was very, very good this year. Lindley was probably our worst performer WAR-wise. You look at an ERA plus. Our worst pitcher ERA plus this year who pitched significant innings was Leighton Morrissey, and he was above average. So we didn't have a single pitcher that was below average this year that pitched for us on a regular basis. Offensively, we were a Mack truck. I mean, look at our WARs: 5.5, 6 players over 4 WAR, 7 players at 3.8 WAR or higher, 8 players at 3 WARs or 2.8 WAR or higher, 9 players over 2 WAR, and then we had 3 bench players who were worth over a win. I mean, it was a crazy good offensive season. Josh Farmer, 39 home runs and 80 RBIs in 357 at bats. Arenado, in what's likely his last year as a Boston Blazer, had his best season as a Boston Blazer. 26 home runs, 105 knocked in, 5 WAR, was above average with the bat. Obviously, he'll win the Gold Glove again this year. Tyler Whitaker, who we got in a trade a year ago, was terrific. 281, 912 OPS, 40 home runs. Carter Jensen, his first full year as a starter, was really good offensively, and defensively was fine. Jim Ferruzza came on really, really strong over the last half of the season. You can see through June he was hitting about $190, but you can see July, August, and September he hit about 330. Ended up with a 440 on base percentage, 473 slugging. He was terrific as a rookie. Jody Large, I'm not going to say he was disappointing because he put up 4 wins and drove in 94 runs, but with that 100 contact, 87 gap power, and 95 avoid K, I expected him to hit 320 or 330, but he did set a career high in home runs, RBIs, walks, on base percentage. I mean, he was good. Viars was hurt part of the season, and honestly, he struggled a bit. I mean, 884 OPS, and now I take that back. As he had a low BABIP, high OPS plus, high OPS. I just think he got a little unlucky. Peyton Puckett was okay with the bat, but given how bad he is defensively, and he is pretty bad defensively, we may move on from him next season if it comes to that point. If we don't win it all this year, we'll see how it goes. Macalino came up and basically just pipped Marcelo Meyer. 108 OPS plus, 771 OPS, and he played, I think it was below average defense actually, but he might end up being our starting second baseman next year if we move on from Puckett. I don't really know. Sal Stewart was great. He was great this year. He was a Rule 5 pick a few years ago. Put up an 821 OPS, played multiple different positions, was really, really good. Cisneros was fine, didn't play as much. He got sort of outed in the outfield, but he played well. Farrell hit the ball really well in his limited time. Again, another very good defensive infielder. Not as good with the bat, but he'll get a shot next year. And then Meyer struggled, and Melendez struggled as well. So it's kind of where we are as a team. Things look pretty good. So we're going to get up to the playoffs, and we will sim up to, I think, an elimination game, and we'll maybe let the AI play that elimination game and see what happens. Alec Makarkiewicz for the Cincinnati Reds with 60 home runs on the season. Did we have any awards? We did not. All right, so playoff roster, eligible. Is there anybody that's not on the playoff roster that should be? Cisneros needs to be on there. Who gets sent? Maybe Cisneros gets left off the... Yeah, I think Cisneros gets left off of the... No, he's not. Farrell is going to get left off. I want the additional bat, and he's got a little bit of speed, and we can play Meyer at second if we need to. All right. So let's get up to our next playoff round. So we're going to be taking on the St. Louis Cardinals, the defending World Series champions. Okay, so let's take a quick look at them. One of the worst offenses in baseball. Their pitching staff was pretty good. They have old friend Isaiah Jackson, who ended up pitching okay for them, 5-7, 3.18. 170 Ks, 127 innings. He struggled with us, but it's fine. So yeah, their offense is really, really bad. They've got a pretty good pitching staff, only 82 and 80 on the year, so confident that we can prevail. So let's see how game 1 goes. Isaiah Jackson versus Christian Little. And we take a 1-0 series lead. We beat them 5-1. Puckett hits a home run. Large hits a home run. Jensen hits a home run. Little goes 7 1/3, striking out 7. That is a way to go. Our very first postseason victory over our former teammate in Isaiah Jackson. Game 2, a couple of veterans. Shane Bieber going up against Caleb Ferguson. And the series is tied at 1. We lose 5-4 in 13 innings. So Ferruzza has a couple of hits. How did they... An error. Wait. No, here we go. Jung-Hoo Lee with a tie-breaking double in the top of the 13th inning off of Hauser. There was an error committed. We committed 4 errors in that game. So defensively, things were not good for us there. So series tied at 1. So we go back to St. Louis now, and the Cardinals now have the home field advantage. The 82 and 80 Cardinals. And if past out-of-the-park baseball is any experience, I fully anticipate losing this series to an 82 and 80 wild card team. Let's see what happens in Game 3. Wilfredo Aguirre against Ethan Robinson. And we are down 2-1. We lose in 11. The AI loves wild card teams. So Large 3 hits. Whitaker had 2. Another blow it again in extra innings. Aguirre doesn't make it through 5. And we now have to win back-to-back games, 1 in St. Louis before we go home. So Leighton Morrissey against Markavian Hentz. And we lose the series 3-1. As out-of-the-park baseball hates, or loves, I guess I should say, wild card team. So we had the MVP in Jim Ferruzza. But we lose the series in 4 games. We give up 6 runs in the 3rd, a grand slam by Drew Mendoza. Hence was dominant, 11 Ks. Morrissey doesn't make it through 3. And that is the end of our season. So we make the playoffs, we win the division, and we get knocked out by an 82-win team in the division series. Again, not a huge surprise. So what I'm going to do now is sim to the end of the postseason. And I guess this is going to be the off-season episode. So hang tight. All right, we're back. It is the end of the off-season, or the end of the end of the season, and we've got some off-season stuff to do. We finished with a good score. We need a new trainer. Dave Bushy. I want someone who is at least good. I guess at least decent at everything. Maybe Ben Hickman. We'll sign him to a short-term deal though, and see if maybe somebody's better next season. So legendary, preventing arms and backs, and the Texas Rangers have won the World Series. It's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here, and here, and here. The Texas Rangers beat the San Francisco Giants in the 2029 World Series. So we make the playoffs for the first time, win the division for the first time, get knocked out in the division series. So it's off-season time. We still have no money. So let's take a look. And again, it'll be a relatively quick offseason because we just don't have much. So it wants me to sign Arenado, but I don't have any money to sign Arenado. So wants me to re-sign Arenado. New budget, team payroll of about $85 million. Top prospects, we don't have any in the top 10. And again, it's been a while since I've played, so I don't really remember where we stand. So we're 7th right now. Buggins, Sotomayor, Macalino, Emery, and Morrissey. Macalino and Morrissey will both graduate from that here shortly. And it's time to get into arbitration. And this could be where we save a little bit of money. Because we've got some names on here, like Peyton Puckett, that we likely will be moving on from. Let's see what sorts of offers we can get for him. I'd prefer, obviously, to get a young player if we could. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but starting pitching could be a Connor Housley. Looks pretty darn good. What's his ARB estimate? Only 950. Wow. I bet I could get more. I mean, he was 10-10 last year. He wasn't bad last year. That might be an option. 25-year-old Dylan Lonergan. He was 17-8 last year. That might be the option because he's only 25 and he's coming off a great year. Good stamina. Connor Pote won 20 games last year. Yeah, his ARB number's big, but a 20-game winner. He's 25 years old. Each player I find is better than the last. Jesus Lascano, meh. Okay, so 25-year-old Connor Pote. He's due to make $5.5 million this year, which almost defeats the purpose. Lonergan is 1.2. He still has some room for growth. He's got good stamina. Maybe Lonergan. Buggins is going to be our starting third baseman eventually. It might be a year or two from now. Pote feels like the best option, just given that he still has growth. That control is so good. I feel like you have to make... I mean, he's a 20-game winner. I feel like that has to be the move. Maybe we can get something else. Let's look at their active roster. Who was that? The other pitcher that they were offering. There was another starter that I feel like this is a good deal. For the first time ever, our offense was fine. We can improve our pitching staff here and get a 20-game winner from a year ago who's got 81 control. We're not going to save a ton of money on him, but we're going to save a couple $1 million. And there are other places that we can try to save some money. Who was that other pitcher that I was looking at? They had another starting pitcher. Maybe if I can get them both. Irving Carter? Nah. I don't really have any hitting prospects. Yeah, they really don't. I don't have any offensive prospects at all. Can I get Melvin Vargas? Okay, you want a 26-year-old Seb Bud. We got him from Australia. I think I'm good with this. I feel like I'm good with this. We're going to save about $3 million-ish, and we get another young starting pitcher who doesn't appear to have any injury. Yeah, no real injury history. I had an oblique strain last year, but has otherwise been healthy. So we're gonna make this deal. Connor Pote and Melvin Vargas for Peyton Puckett and Seb Bud. Fans probably aren't going to like it, but that's okay. Designated for assignment. So we got to put both of these guys. We can't put them both on the 40-man, so we'll put him there. And let's go back to arbitration. All right, so Pote wants 5.7. So we should be able to offer him 5.4, maybe 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. All right. So get him his 1 year. Let's sign up a couple of these players that, you know, we know we're going to bring back just to get it done. Housley at 1. If he can stay healthy, that's a bargain. That is a bargain. Brendan Beck, will absolutely bring him back. He's been so good. Cotton Game at 7-3 is an interesting option. That's somebody that we may have to move on from. Yeah, there's a ton of big money in here. So what can we get for Cisneros? I don't want to pay $3.5 million for a backup outfielder, and I can't really get much. It's a whole lot of nothing. I mean, we need a stopgap third baseman for the year. So let's do this. What about if we offer Cisneros and Meyer? Does that change anything at all? Not really. Not really, unfortunately. We may end up just non-tendering, which is a little disappointing because you hate giving up players like that with no value, or who have value and getting no value in return. That stinks. All right, let's go through and let's look at the rest of these ARB numbers. So Aguirre wants 4.8. Whoa, he wants a long-term deal. I don't want to pay him that much. So let's give him 1 year at 4.6. Hauser at 2.2. Yep. Bring him back at 2.1. Jasiak at 1.5. Bring him back at 1.450. Joyce at $3 million. Sure. So 2.850. 2.9. Okay, and you can see the number in the down in the bottom left when you look at everybody's down here. You can see we're getting close to 0. So the closer we get that number to 0, the closer, you know, at that point, you know, we can start potentially thinking about adding players. But we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to move some of these contracts in order to make it happen. Perez wants yeah, we'll give him $1 million. I'm okay. He's not interested. Okay. Melendez wants 800. So bring him back at 765. Yars wants 8. Sal Stewart wants 1.9. I'm okay with 1.9. Well, I guess not that. That 1.825. Yep. Okay. All right. Farmer wants 4.1. That's a long-term deal. I'd be happy like that. Something like that. 2.5, 4.5, 9.6, 15. Nope. Okay. So maybe we go like that, and we do this, and we do this, and then we do this. Okay. That's fine. I'm good with that. I am okay with that. That saves us about $1.5 million this year. Tyler Whitaker wants 7.8. So 7.5. Cool. Bring him back for the year. All right. VRs wants $8.8 million. I'm not ready to do that. 8.8. So 8,350. 8,400. Okay. All right, so this is what we have left. I'm not paying a closer $7.3 million. I mean, I know he was worth 2 WAR last year and he was really good, but we've got other options. So we're either going to trade him or we're either going to trade these last 3 or we're going to non-tender them. And that may be something I do off camera if I can't come up with a reasonable solution here live. So let's see what sorts of options we get. Wouldn't mind a backup outfielder to replace Cisneros. Or again, a stopgap third baseman for the year. Aiden Miller's not bad. Decent defensively. Because we're not going to be able to re-sign Arenado, so that's sort of a pipe dream. Mike Cummings can hit, but he can't... I mean, I guess he's not a center fielder. He's a corner outfielder. But he's a pretty damn good corner out. But he's a lefty. How would my lineup look with someone like that in it? Because I wouldn't be averse to doing that. So if we... Because we're going to be... we're moving on from Cisneros, and that's going to mean that our outfield is going to be... we don't really need an outfielder. We're going to be losing Arenado. We're going to be losing Cisneros. So we're going to be losing 2 right-handers out of our lineup. What if we added Cisneros to the package? I don't think that changes anything at all. Alex Binelas, the newest Boston Red Sox. Kyron Paris, Aaron Sabato. Yeah, that doesn't really seem to change anything. In fact, I think it makes it worse, actually. Different offers, not necessarily better offers. Chase Shores. Now, if those were his ratings as a starter, I might. Yeah, I don't mind Cummings. I mean, he's good defensively. I mean, maybe he just replaces Cisneros as that right-handed bat. He can't hit lefties, but I don't really have anybody who can. Scano is a lefty as well, but he doesn't really have any speed. He's terrible defensively. Wow. Let's sim ahead of day. I think I'm going to make that deal with... Okay, so our trainer agrees. I think we just non-tender Marcelo Meyer. He doesn't have his negative value at this point. Let's just look at prospects for Cotton Game, and then we'll go back and look at regulars. Maybe there will be an option. Yeah, it looks like it's all relievers. Oh, well, there's our backup outfield. I mean, again, he's a lefty. He can hit pretty well. I mean, that's, defensively, that's what I'm looking for. So that might be an option. Mike Holloway, a first baseman. We traded him to Los Angeles. What deal was he part of? Oh, that was the Urban. Oh, we got Josh Farmer in that deal. That's when we moved Louis Patino. Okay. Again, he's a lefty. Alex Rios. I kind of like this guy from Detroit, Jonathan Gutierrez. I mean, he's better defensively. He can't really hit, but that's fine. I don't know. He's 25 years old. He's hit everywhere he's been, at least over the last... Yeah, I mean, he's hit at every level. He can field, he can run. Yeah, we're going to make this deal. Braxton Cotton Game for Jonathan Gutierrez. Fans aren't going to like that as well. Vargas has to go on the 40-man. We'll put him there. And then where is Gutierrez? We'll put him in AAA. He'll likely be on the roster next year once some of this gets cleared out from once the season ends and people drop off of our 40. So all we have left is Cisneros, and I don't know that we can get anything for him. It may be a non-tender situation. Yeah, we can't get a single prospect for him, which is kind of bizarre, but that's okay. Again, third base stopgap wouldn't be a bad thing if I can find one. Arenado's going to be gone. Can Farrell play third? He doesn't have the arm for it. What? I mean, we got Sal Stewart. I mean, he can play third base. I guess we don't really need a third base stopgap. So what do we need? Nothing here. I hate to say this, but I think that's what we do. I think we non-tender Cisneros and we get to free agency. So we may have a little bit of money here come free agency. So we'll get there and I'll take a look. Hang tight. All right, we're back for the offseason, and I haven't looked at anything, so I don't know what any of these people look like. I don't know who's available for free agency. I don't know how much money we have, et cetera, et cetera. Gold Gloves, you can see the American League there. National League, Arenado wins another one. He's now a free agent. AL reliever of the year, the former Boston Blazer at 51 saves. The former Boston Blazer wins it in the NL as well. Wonderful. Platinum sticks. You can see the American League. National League, Carter Jensen is the only winner for us. Rookie of the Year in the NL, Joe Williams. Veruza finishes third. Chris Woodward and Gabe Kapler are your managers of the year. Bill Williams wins the Cy Young in the AL. In the AL, James Hepp. AL MVP, Bill Williams, 20-3 with a 1.86. And in the National League, Justin Yurchak. Farmer finishes fourth. Whitaker finishes fifth. International free agents, anybody any good? So I think we actually have a little bit of money this year. Not much. I don't know that we're going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot, but we might be able to be a bit of a player in free agency. Carter Rustad, wow, he's really good. A couple of decent players in there, mostly old as to be expected, but let's see where we stand in terms of money. $7 million. So for the first time in like 5 years, we have a little bit of money here in free agency. We're going to bump ticket prices, hopefully with the 93 fan interest and the season we had last year. We will be able to draw some fans in. There's not really a whole lot that we need. I think I may sign this guy for $1 million just to trade him. Default. Yeah, I mean, he's 29 years old. He only wants $1.3 million. He can hit both lefties and righties. I think we sign Angel Tiburcio. In fact, we'll give him 1.5. See if that makes any difference. And let's look at pitching just to see if there are any young players that have come in this year. And occasionally you can find people from other leagues that show up in here and you're not notified. Yeah, so far nothing good, but I'm also at the bottom. There we go. All right, so Christopher Ramirez, 28 years old. Yep, he wants a minor league contract. He's out for how long? 2 to 3 months? Sure, that works for me. I mean, I'd like to bring in Rustad. I mean, we don't have. I would need to free up $12 million in order to make that happen. I could just reduce our scouting budget. Now that we're better, I don't think we. What happens if we drop this to 12? There's our $16 million. I mean, let's see if we can bring in Rustad. Uh, 5 years? Knock $1 million off of each one of these. All right. Cool. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to go ahead now and, oh, wait. Oh, he's disruptive. If he wasn't disruptive, that would be the guy. But I ain't bringing in a disruptive presence into our locker room. All right, so I'm going to sim ahead now to the Rule 5. Hopefully by then we'll have Rustad. We'll have signed Tiburcio and Rustad. We'll do the Rule 5, and then we'll move on to the start of next season. So once again, hang tight. All right, we are back for the Rule 5. We got to make sure that we have all the right people on the 40-man. Crispino Pistone needs to go there. Jeff Miranda. I think so. I'm not really too fussed about most of these. Yeah, most of these guys are pretty bad. Christopher Ramirez. We signed him, but we got to put him on the 40-man. I'm not really concerned. If somebody takes him off the 40-man, that's fine. If not, he'll be part of our team next year somewhat. See, I think Miranda probably is fine. There's nobody here I'm too terribly concerned about. We haven't signed either of our free agents yet. Tiburcio and Rustad, they both favor our offers, so that's good. Front office-wise, we're up a little bit in terms of revenue per game. Hopefully, signing those players will help. We have the 29th pick in the Rule 5, so let's just go ahead and sim up to that game. Let's look at pitching potential. See if there's a starter here. There doesn't appear to be. Nope. Let's just go right to batters. And what do I want? What do I want? I don't know. I don't think I need necessarily anything from the Rule 5. So that gives me the flexibility to, if I see somebody I like, just take them. Wouldn't mind a right-handed bat that could could be a pinch hitter off the bench or something. Doesn't look like there's much here. Bill Huerta. Can't really field. Andy's fragile. I mean, maybe him being fragile wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You get hurt, we stick him on the injured list and just forget about him. Daniel Mora. Oh, man, if he could field at all. Because he can hit enough. Pick up the number 100 prospect in baseball, Jorge Moran. But again, he's a lefty. I mean, yeah. 22 years old, can't really field, but we got Tim Robinson, who would be a great bench bat. He can hit both lefties and righties. Doesn't really have any splits to speak of. That contact is really low, though. Danny Soto. Oof. I think Danny Soto's the guy. He can run. He doesn't have great range, so he has a corner outfielder, but that's fine. Danny Soto. I gotta get players off my 40-man, right. Taylor, Shoemaker can all come off the 40-man. Designate. Back to the Rule 5, get back into the draft, and find Mr. Soto. Obviously don't need another outfielder. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. I think we will complete the draft. And we're the only person who took a player. So let's go ahead and sim ahead a bit and see if we can sign either of those players. So we lose Arenado. He signs with the Yankees. Looks like a 3-year deal worth about $40-something million. Fans don't like that. We're down to 88, so hopefully the signing of Rustad will get some of that back. But we do have Connor Pope, in our rotation now. 20-game winner a year ago with Minnesota, so I'm excited about that. Still no notification. Okay. On either free agent. Both of these guys can just go to AAA. So still nothing, huh? Still favor our offers. I really need one of these guys to sign so we can get that fan interest bump. And there we go. So we sign Angel Tiburcio. He'll be a power-hitting bench bat, can play both first and third. He'll probably back up at both. We do give up a third-round pick for signing Carter Rustad, but we pick up a brand new shiny starter. Get both of these guys. We're going to have to DFA somebody. DFA Teddy Naughton. Who is Packy Naughton? How do I know that name? He was an old school baseball player, I think. Old school. So Tiburcio will come up. Cool. So that's, I think, it for off-season stuff. Our fan interest is up to a 94 now, which is good. Our market size is tiny, and that's hurting us. But, yeah, our offense is going to look a little different next year. Our pitching staff is going to look different next year, but I think we're good because now we have Rustad, Pote, and Anglesly. Looks like he's actually started to slip, so we can make him a bullpen arm and improve our bullpen at the same time. And yeah, our starting rotation looks really, really good now. Our lineup, we're missing second and third, so it'll probably be Stewart at third, Farrell at second. Yeah, because he doesn't have the arm. So the offense, I don't think is going to be quite as good. We do have, why is he not? Oh, because he's on the 40-man, but he's not on the actual roster yet. Tiburcio will back up at first and third. And he'll get plenty of playing time between the two of them. We do need a backup infielder, though. That's a thing. I think we actually have one in AAA. Yeah, we've got, and we can bring up Tamar Johnson. Just, finally get the kid some time. I think that's what we're going to do. All right, cool. So I'm going to sim ahead now to opening day. We'll set the opening day rosters, and we'll call it an episode. So hang tight. I'll be right back one more time. All right, we are back once more. We're going to set the lineup. We are going to sim, or let the AI, I guess, take control of opening day as I squirm around in my chair, and we'll call it another episode. So, yeah, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the spring training peaks and valleys, if you will. They just seem fairly random in a lot of cases because there's just so much going on. But I think we're in pretty good shape. I mean, the team looks pretty solid. We've got some good young players. And, yeah, it's time to set our roster. So let's do that. So we got 40 players on the big league roster, including 20 pitchers. So let's look at the pitching ratings. 2, 3, 4 can all go down. Lopez can go down. Anglesly's a bullpen arm now. Oof, yeah, he's fallen off a cliff here. If we set him to a reliever, he gets a little better, but he's still not particularly good. So we have we got to send 2 more pitchers to the minors. I mean, I hate to send Beck down, but Beck and Anglesly really look like the 2 worst pitchers. So that's what we're going to do. Brendan Beck is out of option years. That was a pretty quick fall from grace there. So Little will be our opening day starter as per usual. Rustad, Aguirre, Pote, and Morrissey will be our 5-man rotation. We're going to give the closer job to Strader now that our former closer is gone. Bailey and Joyce. I think Bailey, we're going to have Bailey in as a stopper. I love these ratings. That stuff in that movement, man, that's crazy good. Hauser will be long relief. Lindley will be long relief. Baronoff, middle relief, used more often. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm fine with that. So there's our pitching staff. Little, Rustad, Aguirre, Pote, and Morrissey. Strader as our closer. Bailey as the stopper. Joyce, Baronoff, Heinrich, Hauser, Lindley, and Jasiak. So that leaves us with 36. We have to send 7 batters down. So Joseph King, Jeff Miranda, George Wolko, Tayshaun Walton, Melvin Vargas will all go down. So how many does that leave? We have to be at 20. We have to send 2 more down. We have too many outfielders. Too many outfielders. I would love to have it be Gutierrez. So let's just see. I mean, we may just send Soto back to. I didn't want to search for veterans. That's not going to help me. Let's get rid of the veterans. Ideally, I would rather just look at I'd rather just look at prospects because I'm not interested really in any of these players because I don't want someone who has to be on the big league roster. That's fine. We're just gonna waive Soto, release Soto, send him back to Tampa. That is fine. So we have to send 1 more player down, and it's got to be. Yeah, I mean it's got to be Gutierrez. I don't want it to be, but it has to be. All right. So there is our big league roster. Let's clear the lineups. Look at batting ratings, and let's go ahead and set them. So, I want Ferruzza as my starting left fielder. Now, that means that Farmer's not going to get to start, but I think between my 4 outfielders, I should have plenty of playing time for them. My number 2 hitter. Who was my number 2 hitter last year? I don't remember. Viars will be number 3. Tiburcio's going to back up at first and third, but he's going to play, multiple times a week. Whitaker is my number 4 hitter. Large will be number 5. I think we stick Sal Stewart in the number 2 hole. Yeah, I'm good with that. Macalino. So we need catcher, second base, and shortstop. So Jensen, Farrell, and Macalino. So Macalino, I want to go lefty, righty, lefty, but I think we're just going to go lefty, lefty, righty, righty because Jensen is just a better hitter against lefties. So we're going to do that. And then if we come down in here and set this to, he'll start every 5th game, and he'll start. Nope. Tiburcio's going to be here, and he'll start every 3rd game at 3rd. Tamar Johnson will back up at 2nd and short. Farmer every 3rd game, every 4th game, every 5th game, so he'll play 3 or 4 times a week. Let's copy that lineup. Against DHs, we'll paste. And Tiburcio. And we'll move him up, do that. And Farmer again. Actually, let's just do it this way. Farmer every 4th game. Farmer every 3rd game. Yep, that works. All right, so let's go to lefties now. Let's paste the lineup. We are going to switch. I think do we move Farrell? Let's move Farrell up against lefties. Yep. Absolutely, we do. And we do something like that against lefties. Same deal, though. Tiburcio backs up. No, Tiburcio is going to back up at first. Did I screw up the lineups? No, I didn't. Just against lefties, I did. And I want VRs as my starting first baseman. Stewart as my 3rd baseman. Ferruzza can't hit lefties, right? Yeah. Okay, so what do we do? So I guess, we're going to do this. We're going to have him play left, him play first, not right. So Sal Stewart is our leadoff hitter against lefties, I think. We're going to do something like this, and then Whitaker. We're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do something like that. We'll do something like this. Stewart, large, Whitaker, VRs. Yeah, that's what we'll do against lefties. I'm good with that. Let's copy that lineup. Paste it in here. DH against lefties. I guess it doesn't really matter. None of these guys can actually hit lefties. So maybe Antonio Anderson, sure, as the DH, and we'll just bat him last. That's fine. All right, let's get up to opening day against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So 17-13 during spring training, not terrible. See how things go here this year. So let me know in the comments if you've watched this far. Let me know how you think we're going to do this year. So 98-64 a year ago, our best record. Do we break 100 wins this year? I think we're going to end up at 94 wins this year, I think is my guesstimation. So you let me know what you think, but I think 94 wins. All right. So he thinks we should reach the playoffs. We do not have a top 10 prospect. Where is our system ranking? Yeah, we're slipping. We're down to 12th. We still have 5 in the top 100, though, so I'm not too terribly concerned. And we have opening day, so let's play this game versus Pittsburgh. So for them, Cam Butler, Matt Gorski bats second, plays left. Joe Williams in right bats third. Chris Shoup bats cleanup, plays third. Mikhail Escoto bats fifth, plays second. Dane Howenstein does the catching, batting sixth. Ricky Vega at first, batting seventh. And Elijah Green will bat eighth and play center field. Jonathan Robinson, 10-6 with a 2.63 ERA and 17 saves a year ago, so he was their closer. For us, it's Ferruzza, Stewart, VRs, Whitaker, Large, Jensen, Macalino, Farrell, and Christian Little on the mound. So let's see how opening day goes. We are at home, so the Pirates will lead off. Little to Butler. That's going to be a pop-up to the shortstop to get this one underway. Ooh, an error right off the bat by our shortstop. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Pitcher to first. Runner moves to second. There's a strikeout to Williams, and the 2-1 pitch to Shoup is a ground ball to Farmer at second. That retires the side. So pitches around the leadoff error. Robinson with the first pitch, and that's a fly ball to center. Catch is going to be made out there, one away. Sal Stewart with a ground ball to third, 2 away. And Jordan VRs with a single to right. A 2-out single for VRs will bring up Whitaker. And that one is hit out in the air, high to right field. Catch is going to be made. We're through one, no score. A 1 pitch to Escoto. It's a single to center. So second straight inning, the leadoff man is reached for the Pirates. Howenstein strikes out. We have a 6-4-3 double play to end that inning. So bottom of the second now. Is that a home run? No, it's going to be a fly ball to left. Large with the first out of the inning. Carter Jensen with a pop out on the infield. And Macalino hits a fly ball to left. That one is back. Is that going to get out? Nope. Caught against the wall. I think we have the wind blowing in here. Elijah Green with a fly ball to right. 1 out. Jonathan Robinson, the pitcher, grounds to first. VRs has that one. And Cam Butler at the top of the order has a single to right. A 2-out single for the Pirates. 1-2 pitch. He strikes out. So still no score. Bottom of the third now. Farrell grounds. Oop, there's a ball's booted by the third baseman. Christian Little hits a fly ball out to center. I don't know why he wasn't bunting, but he hits a fly ball to center, 1 away. Ferruzza with a ground ball. Is it going to be an error or a single? An infield single for Jim Ferruzza. 2 on, 1 out. Wild pitch now 2 runners in scoring position for Sal Stewart. He takes ball 4. VR's now with the bases loaded, strikes out. And Whitaker with the bases loaded, strikes out. So our 3-4 hitters come up with the bases loaded and 1 out and don't get the job done. Williams grounds to second. 3-0 pitch to Shoop. He walks. 2-2 pitch to Escoto. Another hit, so that's 2 hits in this game for Escoto. First and second, 1 out. Hauenstein, he's going to single to right, and that should bring home the first run of the game. Nope, so bases are loaded. Ricky Vega hits a fly ball to right. Catch is going to be made, and that should give the Pirates a 1-0 lead. Yep, runner moves to third. We're down by 1, and Elijah Green will strike out. So we are down 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. Large leads off with a walk. Carter Jensen hits a fly ball to center. Catch is going to be made out there, up against the wall. 1 out. Macalino with a line out to right, 2 away. And Farrell draws a walk. Christian Little will strike out. So we've had base runners really in every inning. Robinson with a leadoff single. So the Pirates getting men on base here. So they've had the lead runner on in 4 of the 5 innings. There's a ground ball to short. It's going to be an infield single. So the first 2 runners reach here in the 5th. Gorski strikes out. Williams grounds it to second. And we don't turn 2, but get the middle runner. So 2 on, 2 outs. And that's a pop-up. Catch made by Carter Jensen. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Still down by a run. Ferruzza flies out to center. Sal Stewart with a base hit to center. VR's now against a lefty. Aiden Williams comes in. And it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. So we still no runs through 5. There's a shot to left. Catch made out there. 1 out. So that's it for Little. He goes 5 1/3, gives up 6 hits and 1 run. Grounded on the infield, another infield hit. So 2 on, 2 outs for Ossenfort, and he strikes out. So bottom of the 6th, we're still down by a run. We can't get anything going. Strikeout by Whitaker. Ball 4 to Large. Carter Jensen, it's a 3-6-4. He beats that one out. Farmer draws a walk. Farrell strikes out. So we go to the 7th, still down by a run. Cam Butler strikes out. Gorski strikes out. And Williams, as we look to strike out the side. We don't. That's a double to right. That's the first extra base hit of the game, I think. 1-1 pitch to Shoop. A base hit to left. So are they going to score with 2 outs? They are. We are now down 2-0. So we get 2 outs on strikeouts and then a double and a single. So we're now down by 2. Tamar Johnson with his first big league at bat as a ground out to second. Top of the order in Ferruzza. He strikes out. And Sal Stewart draws a walk. VR's flies out to center. So we can't get anything going offensively here. That's okay. Long season. Jake Bailey will come in against Hauenstein. Strikes him out, and Bailey is hurt. Of course he is. It's a pop-up to the catcher, and it's dropped. 3-2 pitch from Jasiak to Vega is a home run. So Jensen drops the fly ball, or drops the pop-up. The next pitch, Vega homers. Green with a base hit. Not a good opening day for your Boston Blazers here. It looks like they're going to drop this one. We're down 3-0. We're not playing good offensively. We're not playing good defensively. We got some decent pitching out of Carter Little, but that was about it. So 2 innings to pick up 3 runs. Whitaker will lead off, swing at a 3-0 pitch, and single to center. Large, he will single to center. So the first 2 runners reach here in the 8th. Whitaker makes it to third, so runners on the corners, nobody out. Carter Jensen is up. He draws a walk. Anderson grounds to first and hits into a fielder's choice, 3-2. Farrell with a base hit to center. So that's going to get 1 run home. Base is still loaded. Tiburcio hits a fly ball to center. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Oh, I thought he got all of it, man. Thought he got all of it, but that's going to stay in the ballpark. It's going to drive in a run. We are down 3-2. Back to the top of the order in Ferruzza. Ferruzza hits that one to left center. Catch is going to be made. So we pick up a couple of runs, but we still trail 3-2 going to the 9th. Strader against Gorski. That is a ground ball. An error by the third baseman. So there you go. No Nolan Arenado, and it affects us right off the bat. There's a strikeout. Shoop with a fly ball to center. Over the head of my center fielder. And we're down 4-2. Okay. Scotto strikes out, and Howenstein gets a single. So we're going to be trailing by 3 going into the 9th here. 5-2. Vega with a hit. So 15 hits now for the Pirates here on opening day. Down by 3 going to the bottom of the 9th. Ciccone against Stewart. So there is a bloop single to lead off the 9th for Sal Stewart. Viars with a fly ball to right. Catch is going to be made out there. Whitaker flies out to right. Yeah, we're going to come up short in this one. And Large grounds out to second. So that is the end of this one. We lose 5-2 on opening day. Little pitched fine. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 Ks. 3 unearned runs down the stretch. Baranoff struck out 4. Bailey got hurt. Was not a good game for us, but it was just 1. So, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. When we come back, or next week when we come back, it'll be May. We'll do May, June, July. As always, let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you watching, guys. Thank you for the support. Talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.